Alright guys, I told you I was going to go over the practice problems of number 1 and number 3. Here's number 1. I need the equation of a line that has the y-intercept of -2 and the slope of 1/3. We have a slope and a y-intercept. So we ask, what equation do we need? We would use the slope-intercept formula, which is y equals mx plus b. Slope is another word for the letter m, and the y-intercept is another word for the letter b. So we're just going to substitute. Instead of putting m, we're going to put 1/3. Instead of putting b, we're going to put -2. So it will be y equals 1/3 x minus 2. That's ready to go. You can graph it already. Now we need to do the standard form, which would be ax plus by equals c. And remember, a cannot be negative, and it cannot be a fraction or a decimal. So I'm going to bring the equation y equals 1/3 x minus 2, and I need to move the x over here. So we put minus 1/3 x minus 1/3 x. This cancels and goes away, and we are left with -1/3 x plus y equals -2. Now, remember, this can't be a negative and it can't be a fraction, and it's both of them, so we need to fix it. So we need to multiply. How to get rid of a negative? By another negative. So, a negative. This is 1 divided by 3. How to get rid of divided by 3? You times 3. So we're going to multiply everything by a -3. -3 times a -1/3 gives me a positive 1x, or just x. -3 times a positive 1y gives me a -3y. And a -3 times a -2 gives me a positive 6. Here's the standard form. Okay, so this one is number 3. I need the equation where the slope is 7 and the point is 318. Now we have a slope and a point slope. So we're going to have to use the point slope formula. Okay? Which is y minus y1 equals m onto x minus x1. Now remember, slope is really the m. So that 7 is the m. And this point is really x1, y1. Now we can just substitute everything back in. y1 is over here, 18. M is right there, 7. And x1 is 3. So bring everything down. Y. Bring down the minus sign, minus. Bring down the 18. Bring down the equal sign, bring down the 7, parentheses, x minus 3. Now in class, some of you are asking questions, you all get confused here. We need to bring all of this, just bring it down. y minus 18 equals, and here we are going to distribute, multiply. 7 times x is 7x. 7 times a negative 3, don't forget that it's a minus 3, so it's a negative 3. 7 times negative 3 is negative 21. Now we're almost done. We can't graph this yet because of this negative 18 is in the way. So we need to move it. How do you move negative 18? You add 18. And do we add it to the x? No, negative. We add it to the to the 21, sorry. So this goes away. You're left with y equals 7x, because we didn't touch it there, leave it alone. And we work on this. It's a negative 21 plus 18. Negative 21 plus 18 is a negative 3. You are able to, this is the answer. This you may graph. That you can put on the y equals second graph, get 2 points. Now let's fix it and do the standard form. I'll do it on the next slide, make it easier. 7x minus 3. 7x minus 3. Standard form is ax plus by equals c, where a cannot be negative and it cannot be a fraction or a decimal. So when you move the 7 over here, how do we move the 7? Well, we do the opposite. It's a positive 7, so minus 7x. Minus 7x. That goes away. Now remember, you cannot combine these. One of them is a y, the other one is an x. So what comes first in the alphabet? X. Negative 7x plus y equals negative 3. Remember, this can't be a negative, remember? Can't be a negative, can't be a fraction. It's not a fraction, so we're okay, but it is a negative. How do you get rid of a negative? You multiply. And yes, you can multiply by any negative number, but then you'd have to reduce. So to make it easy, just multiply by a negative 1. Negative 1 times 7x is a positive 7x. Negative 1 times a positive 1y makes this a negative 1y. And then we don't need the 1 here. Equals negative 1 times a negative 3 is a positive 3. There's your standard, which you can label your graph. Oh, and before I get going, the last thing, don't forget, or don't think that I forgot. You still need to do page 8. Page 8, people. Turn to page 8. Number 1. That was the work that we were supposed to do, except the video didn't work. So you're still responsible for this. So turn to page 8, go to number 1. It's got something along the lines of find the equation where you have negative 1, 2, and 5, that's an ugly 5, 5, negative 4. Hint, first find the slope, like I did in the example, using the formula. After you find the slope, put it into the point slope formula. There you go. This is the first thing we're going to do tomorrow when you come back. This page 8. So when you come tomorrow, we're going to go over page 8. I'm going to grade it real quick, real fast and easy, simple grade. And then just check your work. The other 2 questions that I did in the video today, just check your work, and then that's it. See you all tomorrow.